Hello everyone. So the next and the last type of problems on this unit load method is on the truss. Okay. So we've already dealt with solving the problems on beams and frames using unit load method. And the next type of problem is solving it by solving the unit load using the unit load method and solving the given truss. Okay. So in this given problem, it is like determine the horizontal and vertical deflection at C for the frame loaded. Cross-section area of horizontal, vertical and inclined members are 1500, 2000 and 4000 mm squared respectively. Given EI value is given. So EI value, it is given in terms of Newton and mm squared. So keep it as it is. Eventually we'll be finding this in terms of mm only. So keep it as it is. Okay. So it's a given truss wherein it is 4 by 4 truss and there are loads acting at C, that is 180 kilonewton and 80 kilonewton, horizontal 80, vertical 180, and at A it's a hinge support, at D it's a roller support. So first we don't know the angle, so what we'll do is we'll take this as theta. So let theta be the angle. Now let's find the reactions first. So reactions, same thing, summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0, and moment about A is equal to 0. So summation H is equal to 0, horizontal forces RAH plus 80, RAH positive plus 80 is equal to 0. So this is plus 80 because it's acting to the right side. So RAH is minus 80. So minus means acting to the left side. Next, summation V is equal to 0. That is RAV plus RD minus 180 is equal to 0. So RAV plus RD is equal to 180. Then moment about A. So moment about A is equal to 0. So this is now RD into 4, then 80 into 4 and 180 into 4, okay, is equal to 0. So RD is equal to 260 and RAV is 180 kilonewton. Okay, so once you find out the reactions, next is find the member forces due to the external forces by the moment. So as usual, what we have done this previously, that is by using the method of joints, we'll find the forces in each member of the truss. Yeah. So we'll use the method of joints. So to find the forces due to the external forces by method of joints. So first is let us to consider joint. Okay, so first joint D. So always you can start from either joint A or joint D. So we'll start from joint A. Always check. We cannot start with joint A because there are three unknown forces here. So whenever there are three unknown forces, you cannot solve it because the reason why is here. There should always pick joint in such a way that there should be only two unknown forces. So because these two unknown forces can be found out using summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0. Okay, so we'll choose joint D. So again, draw the free body diagram at joint D. So this is FDC and this is FDA. Okay, and there is 260 kilonewton acting here. So this is free body diagram of joint D. So you'll get this as FDC is minus 260. Next, similarly, once you find out this, draw another truss in such a way that you can go on marking in this. So as soon as you find out the forces here, the forces in the members, you have to show and mark it here. Okay, then next, come to the next joint, joint A. Okay, now in joint A, see, already you have found out this. So next joint A. In joint A again, there are three members here, but the third member you've already found out. So there are only two unknown forces here. So again, we solve it by using summation H is equal to 0 and summation V is equal to 0. Before that, draw the free body diagram. So say assume all the forces are acting outward. So we don't know where are this acting. So we'll assume that all the forces are acting outward. Outward means away from the point. Away from the point means they are subjected to tension forces. So here also I'll show it as FAB acting straight. Next FAC acting inclined. So the theta here would be, this is theta is opposite by adjacent. Opposite is 4 by 4. So 4 by 4 is 1. So tan inverse 1 is 45 degree. So again, I'm going to assume this as inclined 45 degree. This is FAC sine 45, FAC cos 45. So we are going to split this. Then there is 80 kilonewton acting downward, and there is to the left side there is another 80 kilonewton. So after this, find out summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0. Again, consider all the horizontal forces. This is FAC right side, FAC cos 45 minus 80 is acted to the left side, so plus 80. So FAC is 113. Similarly, summation V is equal to 0. So vertical forces FAB plus FAC. FAC I've already calculated. So substitute the value here, and minus 80 is equal to 0. So you'll get FAB as 0. So answer, put all the answers in this part of the truss, and then once you go on finding out, so we found out 1, 2, 3, and 4. The last member is this. You have to find how much is the force in BC. So either you can consider joint B or joint C. So if you consider joint C, see all the forces, you mark them properly. Okay. So in joint C, there are forces 180, 260, and 80, and only FCB is unknown. So FCB, and this is an inclined force 113, making an angle 45. So only FCB is unknown. So solve this using summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0. So FCB is 0. So once you get all the forces in this, the next thing is uh, use this, put the same and find out using it by unit load method. So in the unit load method, to find the vertical deflection, now they asked to find the vertical deflection at C. So due to unit load, at C you have to apply 1 kilonewton load, because unit load method they've asked you to find at C. So apply 1 kilonewton load here and find the vertical deflection. So vertical deflection 1 kilonewton point load acting downward. So again, if 1 kilonewton force is acting, reaction, then find all the reactions. So RD, okay. As usual, you can find out summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0 moment. Horizontal force does not exist. Vertical force RA plus RD is equal to 1 kilonewton. And similarly, then find moment about A. This RD into 4, 1 into 4. Okay, is equal to, so now RD is equal to 1 kilonewton, RA is equal to 0. So after you find this, again use the method of joints to find out the deflection at method of joints to find out all the forces in each members. So we know that, see, because of this, if you choose joint D, okay, mark all the forces here. FCD 1 kilonewton, so FCD is also minus 1 kilonewton. Minus sign indicates the forces are compressive. So initially I'd assumed that FCD is acting outward, but now I got to know that the answer is negative. So it should act opposite. That means it should act downward. So I've shown it here, downward. You can see here. If the force is moving towards the point, then it is compressive. Okay. If the force is moving towards the point, then it's compressive. Similarly, so we found out FCD. Then let me go to next joint B. So if you go to joint B, or before that we will go to joint C. So in joint C, again, mark all the forces here. So FCA also 0, FCB is also 0. Only thing is, we are marking all the forces in the members. First, draw the given joint, mark all the forces acting on it, so free body diagram of that particular joint, and then calculate the forces in each members. Okay, summation H is equal to 0, summation B is equal to 0. Then come to joint B. Okay, so once you find out this, then mark it here and leave it as it is. Next, we'll calculate the horizontal deflection at C. Now, same thing, they have asked to find both vertical deflection at C and horizontal deflection at C. Now, to calculate the horizontal deflection at C due to the unit load applied. So again, we'll remove all the loads at joint C and apply only 1 kilonewton, and that too horizontal load. Horizontal load will apply at joint C, that is 1 kilonewton load. So summation H is equal to 0. So summation H is equal to that is RAH minus 1. We'll get this, solve this. So then summation V is RAV plus RD is equal to 0. So next summation moment about A is equal to 0. That is RD into 4, then 1 into 4. So you get this values. Next we can find the forces in each members by method of joints. So method of joints is by using, that is moment at D. First find at joint C. Check all the forces. So if DC is 1 kilonewton, Okay, then find joint C. So again, come back to joint C. mm, this portion. Okay, there are three forces. You have already found it is there are only two forces here, unknown forces. Okay, so this is FCB you'll get and FCA. Draw the free body diagram and then solve this. And then joint B, FBA is also 0. Okay, now whatever values you've got, you have to put like this in the table. Now, as usual, first member A, B, B, C, C, D, D, A, A, C. Okay, all these members. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 members. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Next. Um, okay, the load acting here. Okay, P. P load. In AB, there is no load acting. In CD, okay, come to this portion. CD. Check out the loads. Okay, now you can see here. At D and A, there are two loads acting. Remember, okay. At A, that is this portion, and at D, this portion. Okay. Mark all the forces here. Okay. Then vertical deflection. Vertical means load in that particular uh, member. Okay, so in vertical load in CD only 1 minus 1 kilonewton is acting. So in CD, okay, in CD is only vertical deflection. Come back to vertical deflection. Okay, in CD only 1 kilonewton is acting. So mark the force here minus 1. Rest all is 0. Similarly, horizontal. Come back to horizontal. Checked in this diagram. So there is force 1 kilonewton minus 1 and plus 1.14 is acting here. Okay, mark this. Then length, mark the length of each members. Okay, so which is already given previously. So length is, all the four sides are 4000 and the diagonal is 5656. Okay, then area. So area, again it is given here. Area of the vertical members, horizontal members, put it accordingly. E value is given. Okay, next you have to put this formula. This is important. PUL divided by AE. Okay, so PUL divided by for vertical different, for horizontal different. So vertical forces, vertical force, because of vertical force, vertical deflection is 2.476. Due to horizontal deflection, it is 3.55. Okay, this is how you solve it by using unit load method, and when you put this formula, PUL divided by AE. Okay. So the next type of problem is determine the vertical deflection at joint C by unit load method. So again, they have given a truss. Okay, so this time the truss is inverted, and at C and D there are point loads acting. So to find the vertical deflection at C only, this point. Okay. So first, as usual, when you give this diagram, as usual, just draw the find the reactions first at A and E. So summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0. Okay. So summation H, no horizontal forces. So summation V is equal to, we'll treat this as like this. So summation V, RAV plus, so RAV acting upward, minus 2.5 minus 2.5 is equal to 0. So RAV is positive, that is 5 kilonewton upward. Then similarly, moment about A. So moment about A is equal to 0. So this is 2.5 into 3, 2.5 into 6. So REH is again positive 7.5. And then as usual, find the member forces. So member forces first, joint A. Again, you have to choose the points in such a way that they will have only two unknowns. Okay, two unknowns in that joint. Okay, now if I choose here joint A, there are three forces, 1, 2, and 3, which I don't know. So what I'll do is I'll pick up joint E first. Joint E, there are only two unknown forces, two members, and that's why two unknown forces. Okay, so joint E is equal to this point now. Okay, draw the FBD here. So it is 7.5. Here also, this member will be 0. That is summation H is equal to F, that is REH, that is 7.5. plus FED. So FED is equal to minus 7.5. Minus 7.5 means compression towards the point. Okay. So once you find this, next find out joint A. Joint A, again mark all the forces in the members and draw the free body diagram. Once you draw the free body diagram, then marking, find all the forces here. Again, summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0. Okay. And come to joint D. Okay. So in joint D, so it is FDB, find out FDB and FDC using summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0. And finally, in joint C, find FCB. So once you find all the forces in this method of joints, next what to do, they have asked you to find the vertical displacement or vertical deflection at C. Okay, so at C they have asked you to find. So in this point, what you're supposed to do is remove all the loads, draw the truss again, remove all the loads, and just show 1 kilonewton, 1 kilonewton force here. Okay, and then as usual, again find RAV, summation H is equal to 0, summation V is equal to 0, and momentum. So once you find out all this, so you'll get that RAV is 1 kilonewton. Okay, then again find joint A, joint, find the forces in each of the members. So first we'll find out at joint uh, A first, because there are only 1, 2, 3 units. You have to find a joint E. So find all the forces in each member. Same thing, joint A, joint B, joint D, joint C, and joint E. Fine, use all the joints and find the forces in each member. So once you find the forces in all the members by using method of joints, then put it in the table and then find PULAE. So it is like PUL over AE. So write all the members in the joint. Then P is the original external force acting in the joints. So P is, you can see here, first in AB member because of the external load. So in AB member, how much is it? 5 kilonewton. Okay, 5. And that too, it is acting towards the point. That means minus 5. Okay, so you have to show here minus 5. Similarly, B, C, C, D, all the members in the joint. Then U is the load because of the unit load. So because if you apply 1 unit load, how much forces are going to be induced in that particular members, that you have to write here. Then L is nothing but the length of each member. Area is same throughout. So they have not mentioned the area here. So it is A. AE is constant. So A is throughout. Young's modulus also is throughout. Okay. So next, apply the formula PUL over AE. So multiply this P5 into 1 into 3 divided by A into E. Similarly, this PUL over AE. So find out all this, and don't forget to consider the negative sign also. Okay, so minus sign. So then now with respect to the sign, add all of this, so you get the summation PUL over AE is 43.66 over here. Now this is given the vertical displacement at point C due to unit load. Okay. This is how you solve the truss using unit load method. That's all for today. Thank you.